Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. So today I have a new autism talk for you guys, and this one is going to be about why do some people choose to not accept acceptance.
Don't you forget about me. Don't you.
Okay everyone, so as you can tell by the title of this video, yes, there are some people out there that even though they have autism awareness, they still refuse to accept those individuals. And I guess I've been naive because I always felt like that if a person had autism awareness that they would accept these individuals. And I always also felt like, oh, well, they don't have awareness, which is the reason why that they don't accept people for who they are. But that's not the case. I learned that even though some people are fully aware of autism and what that means, they still do not want to accept those individuals for who they are. So recently we did have an incident at the park where there was some kids that were not being nice, they weren't being polite, and Chelsea and Caden always play with each other at the park. And Chelsea is really sweet about taking care of Caden and making sure he's okay. So these children must have been at least 9 or 10 years old. They were a lot taller than Chelsea and Caden. Some of them were a little bit younger, but Chelsea and Caden was younger, as I could tell. And basically they were blocking the slide. They would not let Chelsea go down the slide. They wouldn't let Caden go down the slide. And one of the things that we are working on with Caden is waiting. But in this case, the children were just being mean and hateful. And so Chelsea walked over to me and she was like, hey mama, the grandmother over here is being mean to me. So I proceeds to get up and I walked to the lady and I was like, hey, you know, what's going on? And she proceeds to tell me that Caden pushed her grandson. And I'm like, and Chelsea told me, she was like, no mama, that isn't what happened. She said these kids were blocking the slide, and she said Caden went around him to get through the slide. Now when I was sitting there, I was paying attention, like I glanced up and I was looking, and I did notice that these children were blocking the slide. So Caden actually went around them and did not push them. She actually lied. And so I explained to the lady, I was like, hey, you know, my son, he's, you know, he has some delays. He's on the autism spectrum. I said, one of the things we're working on is the waiting. I explained to her in full detail, you guys, about Caden and what's going on. And this lady looks at me and says, I don't care. And I told her, I said, if my son knew better, he would do better. I said, but that doesn't excuse the fact that you are standing here letting your children deliberately block this slide and not letting others go down the slide. Now, I'm not condoning, I don't condone bad behavior at any point, but I also think that it's important for parents to educate their kids and be like, hey, you know, when you go out here to this park, it's for everybody. You don't block the slide. You don't take up the swings. You don't do any of that stuff. You know, you just be nice. And clearly she wasn't having that. And in that moment, I guess I just had like this revelation that some people just don't want to understand. They don't want to accept it. They are all about themselves and they just don't care about other people. So that's the reason why I decided to do this autism talk today, is that no matter how much I advocate or how much someone else advocate, that doesn't necessarily mean that a person is going to accept people for who they are and the struggles that they have. And the beautiful thing about this country is that we all have opinions, we all have choices, options. We have the freedom to do whatever we want. So again, you don't have to accept it. And that's the thing about this place. But that's also the hard part about advocating, is you get out here and you try to explain to people the individuals and how they have these challenges, but yet they don't even care. But my question to those individuals is what is it going to take for you to accept? Is it going to have to hit you? Is it going to have to hit your family? Is it going to have to be close to you? So I began to realize, how could I get around that? How can I get people to understand and to accept those individuals, because they didn't choose to be the way that they are? And then I realized that there's no hope. There's no hope, because when I thought about it, when I was explaining to that lady and I was trying to bring awareness to her, and she said that she didn't care, there's no hope for that lady. And it's like, no matter how much awareness you spread, some people are very stubborn and simply aren't willing to accept. But I say to those individuals who are refusing to accept, even though awareness has been shined upon you, I'm going to pray for you. And the reason why I'm going to pray for you is that if it hits home, and if it hits your family or hits someone that you love, and you explain and you try to bring awareness and they tell you they don't care, it's going to hurt. It's going to hurt your feelings the way mine was hurt. But I'm not angry. I'm not upset. It just opened my eyes to another type of people. But that's just what I feel. I just feel like a lot of times if something isn't close to you, then we don't care. But we need to care, because the fact that autism is an epidemic in this country and it's not being talked about, you never know. You may have a daughter, or you may have a son, or you may have, or those children may have children that are affected by it. But anyways, I'm going to go ahead and end the video. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you haven't subscribed already, make sure you subscribe and hit the notification bell so you don't miss an upload from me. And take care. I'll see you guys soon. Bye.